Welcome to our first episode of Girls Let's Talk, a 3-part IGTV series which focuses on things all health related, just for us girls. Throughout this series, we will give you an exclusive preview to Girls of a Feather's new telehealth services. We will talk to professional real-life counselors discussing myths and facts on mental health, trauma support and SRHR, sexual and reproductive health and rights. But first of all, what is telehealth? Should we use it? Do we need it? Yes. Telehealth is the use of digital information and communication technologies such as computers and mobile devices to access healthcare services remotely. So by logging into girlsofafeather.org/telehealth, you can easily schedule appointments with a trained professional for free and anonymously from the comfort of your own home. I am Khadijah Halliday. Some of you know me by my social media handle, Ash Speaks, and I am excited to be your host for this IGTV series. Today's discussion will be centered about mental health. I think that most of us can agree that globally, at least, mental health has been less of a taboo topic. But in the Caribbean, I think we can all agree we still have a long way to go. There are so many questions that us in the Caribbean still do not know the answers to. Well, at least a very large percentage of the population do not know the answers to. Is mental health just depression? Is depression and anxiety linked? Do these things just go away on their own? Do I have to see a therapist? Won't I be perceived as crazy if I see a therapist? Do I need medication? Is self-care nothing more than just a buzzword? Let us go ahead and give Miss Francisca Plummer a call so she can walk us through a consultation, and hopefully we can gain some of the answers to some of these questions.
My parents always say I have a good life and I have nothing to be ungrateful about. They are right. I have a good home, good parents, and good grades. I have nothing to complain about. However, I have been chronically depressed for several years. No amount of trophies or badges, merits, or even accolades has eased this feeling. Recently, I've seriously considered suicide because if I spoke about it now, no one would listen to me. It's not like I want to die, but it's just like I want to be believed. How can I get anyone to believe me?
There may be internal factors that contribute towards a depressive episode or continuous depressive episodes, maybe past traumas, family life, and other reasons that may be contributing, things that are not so obvious out there. So there are a variety of internal and external factors that may contribute towards depression. And someone who is feeling depressed may have low mood. They may lose interest in doing things that they used to enjoy. They may feel hopeless, may feel guilty about things out of proportion to the situation. They may have difficulty sleeping, interrupted sleeping a lot more or a lot less than usual. Changes in eating as well, so eating a lot more or less than they would usually do. And of course, someone who is feeling depressed may have suicidal thoughts of harming themselves. It's a very difficult experience for anyone to go through. Therapy can help in many ways, depending on the approach of the therapist and the individual needs.
Well, I haven't had a proper night's sleep in God knows how long. I lay in my bed for hours with my mind racing. I'm lucky if I fall asleep around 2 in the morning, and even when I do fall asleep, I wake up repeatedly from terrifying dreams. Sometimes, as I'm trying to return to bed, I experience tactile hallucinations. I've tried so many different sleeping pills and techniques. I'm so tired of waking up, even more tired than the day before, and I just want to sleep. How can I get some rest.
Anxiety is another common mental health problem that some people experience, and it may be more pronounced for some people in social situations. It would be really important if you're experiencing anxiety that interferes with your life to speak to someone who is in a position to assist you. So, for example, in my work with clients with anxiety, I would help them to learn, first of all, relaxation techniques that can be helpful in managing any anxiety episodes. In addition to that, in the course of the work, we would definitely also look at some of the negative patterns and distortions in the way that the person looks at the world and themselves that may be contributing towards the anxiety episodes as well. We also look at how the person behaves and reacts in certain situations that may trigger anxiety. So as the work progresses, in addition to relaxation and mindfulness techniques to help to manage the anxiety itself, it would be a lot of internal work that helps the individual look at their thoughts, their cognitions, their reactions, their triggers to help them better manage their experience of anxiety.
Most people say that I am bold and outspoken. They do not know that it's actually all an act. In reality, I'm extremely anxious. When I'm put into a social situation, I often feel paranoid that I'm being gossiped about when I catch someone staring at me. I get goosebumps when someone sits next to me or asks to borrow a pencil, for instance. I become so afraid. I don't want to have to run to the bathroom to hide my panic attacks every time I have a human interaction. How do I interact with people normally? How do I interact with people like normal?
Relationships are really an important part of our lives. Relationships with our family, our friends, our peers, our neighbors, and other people in our life. We tend to form connections with the people we love, and that really helps to contribute to who we are and how we see ourselves as a person. When we lose a loved one suddenly and traumatically through an accident or other traumatic experiences, it can be quite difficult for us to work through this loss. Therapy can help from the resulting tragedy, from the trauma that can result because of such a loss. Many people feel overwhelmed with the experience, with the suddenness of the loss. Their lives are completely changed by the experience and they have to adapt suddenly. Depending on the situation, you may find that some people experience post-traumatic symptoms as a result of dealing with that. So something like cognitive behavior therapy can help you to become more aware of your beliefs and thoughts about the situation, identify what these are, and really help to work through them. And help you, of course, to deal with the grief of the loss and, to figure out a way to live, to continue living in the absence of that lost loved one. It's really important in a situation like that and after such a long time to maybe speak to someone who is trained to help, who's trained to be able to support you in working through that loss.
Hopefully, we all log on to girlsoferfeather.org/telehealth and book our appointment. So now we're going to look at some of the signs that may indicate that you may have a mental illness or your mental health is in trouble or is on the rocks and you might need to see a therapist. Number 1, constant thoughts of self-harm or suicidal ideation. Number 2, frequently feeling sad or down. Number 3, confused thinking or reduced ability to concentrate. Number 4, excessive fears or worries or extreme feelings of guilt. Number 5, extreme mood changes of highs and lows. Number 6, erratic behaviors or emotional outbursts. Number 7, weight or appetite changes. Number 8, difficulties distinguishing real life from reality. Number 9, withdrawal from friends and activities that you used to love. And number 10, significant tiredness, low energy, or problems sleeping. So these are some of the signs. If you have multiple of these, it might be an indicator that you might need to see someone. So thank you again for joining us for this episode of Girls Let's Talk. I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to log on to girlsofafeather.org/telehealth to book your first, or if you've already booked an appointment, your next appointment. Thank you. Ash spoke. Bye-bye.